my side.
I wanted to start off by asking, Peter, I know you've mentioned in the past having certain songs or things that you use to sort of ground yourself to a character, and Gideon and Lucy's story is so complex for the both of you this season. So did either of you have things like that to help you sort of ground yourself in either of the versions of the character we see this season?
I always say I will use music depending upon what kind of vibe I want to have going on in the scene. So sometimes if that's a kind of very angry or distressed thing, I might play music that really annoys me or upsets me. But mostly kind of, I think Gideon's in a kind of strange, kind of melancholic, kind of cosmic kind of vibe. So I love, and it's very common, a lot of people use it as a song for the Siren, by This Mortal Coil. That song, that version of it with Liz Fraser from the Cocteau Twins, who sings that. I think it's a Jeff Buckley song, but their version is ethereal and strange, and so I find that useful to plug into.
Yes, I had a Devil's Hour playlist, but I do this for every character I ever have. There's like multiple playlists on my phone, and what did I have? I had the Pixies, and I had this incredible song by Alison Sudol called "The Runner," and it's quite ethereal and weird and off, like minor notes, and it's always just so useful to have that. Just if you need it, just to get the atmosphere that you want and to just hopefully bring it with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and to sidebar for a second, Peter, you mentioned music. I wanted to ask a little bit about the album you have coming out, because I adored St. Christopher when it came out. So what was the motivation behind getting back in the studio, working with the same producers for another one?
Just because it was fun, because I liked doing it. And it was enjoyable making the first one. And it wasn't, to try and be a pop star or anything or to change my career. It was just a creative outlet, which I had been involved with when I was young, and I hadn't done it for 40 years. And I thought, this is great. And I got to work with musicians, and they were amazing. And you would bring a fragment of a song or something in, and they would just conjure up this amazing thing. And I thought, oh, this is brilliant.
That sounds incredible.
So thank you. So I just wanted to do more. So I just, I take it seriously, but really like a kind of, I don't expect it to go anywhere. I just like doing it. It's like if you paint, it's if you just really want to paint and work at it, that's what I do with music. And I'm lucky because I know musicians, so they help me.
Yeah. But going back to the show, Jessica, you get to play a sort of slightly different version of Lucy than the one that audiences are familiar with from the first season. So was it a challenge to sort of find her sort of mindset for the season, or did you find a through line between, DI Lucy and social worker Lucy?
Yeah, the through lines for them are kind of separate, but you've got to keep the core of the character true because the audience have invested in series one. You can't go too far off. But for me, it was a dream to mine two sides of one coin and really fun to explore ways to make her different. So there's the obvious ways that she looks very different, which is our great visual cues for the audience. But I wanted to make her quite tough. I wanted to make her quite cold. Very in control, which is in direct opposition to the frazzled, out of control Lucy that we see in season one. And I've got my best mate saw a flash of Detective Inspector Lucy at the end of season one, and she was like instantly texting me like, "Who is she? I like her." Like she seemed to like get this reaction out of people, and it's really nice to see Lucy in control. It was just like Tom gave me all the ingredients, and I just had to stir them all together and use music, and it was fun.
Yeah, and the two of you, your characters have an increased relationship this season with everything going on with the loop. So obviously, you were both just in the one room last season. So how did you two work out kind of figuring out that increased relationship this season?
Well, I think the script really provided the roadmap for us, really. I mean, whereas before in season one, playing Gideon was lovely, but it was largely revealing, the secret and the key to the show. It wasn't a terribly active kind of role. This time around, there's a definite task that we have that we're both, brought together to pursue, and we develop a relationship which is, slightly unwillingly, we are locked together with this task that we have to complete. And so it was much more active. And there were many more conflicts between us, which was great because we're not buddies.
It very much felt in season 1, from Lucy's perspective, this is my enemy. I will do anything to get out of this. I don't want to be anywhere near him. And then season 2 is, oh, I have to be near him. Okay, we've got a common goal that we need to do to complete. And I think the testiness and spike of the relationship was really fun to play with.
It was great. While at the same time, we're dealing with an elemental force that's coming to get us.
Amazing. Well, thank you both so much for chatting with me today.
Thank you.
Lovely to meet you. Thanks for listening to the music. Thank you.